What do you see in your state?
Well, our state is booming, but I think the concerns are legitimate. People all across America are concerned about inflation, prices out of control. We got supply chain issues. We've got, we've got to work on our domestic energy production. In our state, we're doing fairly well. We turned the economy around. We cut taxes 8 years in a row by $4.8 billion. We took a $5 billion deficit, turned it into a $3 billion surplus, and took our economy overall economic performance from 49th out of 50 states to number 6, biggest economic turnaround in America. We've got more people working, more businesses open, but you still have people struggling. People are dealing with the high cost of groceries and gasoline and worried about heating oil this winter. And so
have the concerns come down as gasoline prices have come down? You were one of the first governors, maybe the first governor, to actually cut the gas tax in your state when gas prices started to go up.
Yeah.
What have you done since?
So I was the first governor in America to suspend the gas tax, just because we wanted to at least let them keep a few more dollars in their pocket as they were struggling. We called on the federal government to do the same. After 6 months of bugging them, we actually got President Biden came out and said he would do it, but it went nowhere in Congress, so they've taken no action. And I got together with 24 other governors pushing the Biden administration to reverse their energy policies and allow for the Keystone XL pipeline and more domestic drilling so that we can continue to produce our own energy. I'm an all of the above energy guy.
Have you put the gas tax back on at this point?
I had to get legislative approval, and my 70% Democratic legislature did not want to extend it any further. But in the short term, when they were really high, it helped. We saved people about $150 million right off the bat, and a few other states followed us, but not many.
The reason oil prices have come down is because of concern about a real slowdown in the economy globally. Are you seeing any signs of that from where you sit? When you look at the tax receipts, when you look at what you hear from businesses, is that starting to happen? Is it still a tight labor market?
I'll take the rest of the country. I think we are seeing that. I think our state is doing better than most. We've had one of the best economic recoveries, and we're the highest median household income in America, most highly educated workforce. And so we have different issues, I think, but yes, I think people are concerned about the slowdown. They're concerned about the fact that even though we technically have zero unemployment or full unemployment, it's not really the case, because I talk to businesses every day. They're desperate to get people back to work.
What are the issues you do have? You said you have different issues?
The issues, some of the things that you're talking about a lot was, this issue with student debt that President Biden came out with, which I thought was a bad idea when we're in an inflationary period. But we've done things to try to make college more affordable. We were the first in the nation to remove a requirement for a 4-year degree for thousands of state jobs. And we've done a lot to work on apprenticeships and getting people skills that they need for the jobs of the future.
So, Governor, just since 2022 is coming up, it is 2022, but since November is coming, it's like a matter of days almost at this point. So we got that coming up, and then we have 2024 coming up. And I'm thinking about both the Democratic Party and the Republican Party and how fractured each one is. And I'm wondering, this is a democracy. I know people think they're worried about the democracy. I myself am not. I think we're going to be fine. But on the left, I think you've got a president who some people don't want to run again because they think he probably has passed the point of where he's as effective as he would have been when he was younger. On the other side, you've got a former president who may even be more powerful with his base after some recent events. And that leaves people with the prospect of a Biden-Trump rematch in 2024.
And I think that's not something that the majority of the people in America want to see. About 70% of the people in the country would not like to see a Biden-Trump rematch. But I agree with you. We got the current administration, President Biden, moving too far to the left, not focused on fixing some of these economic problems that we're dealing with. And then you've got, instead of the Republicans focusing on the concerns of the average hardworking American, they're talking about Mar-a-Lago and Trump and relitigating the 2020 election. And I think the average person just wants them to focus on fixing the problems and caring about them.
How do you see it playing out? How do you see it resolving itself?
You know, it's not going to happen overnight, but I'm still hopeful that we can move in a different direction. You know, the extremes of both parties and the most and loudest, angriest voices are the ones that get all the attention, but most people in America really want us to come together, work together, and get things done.
What do you think of this?
And that's what we've done in our state.
Do you think that was I mean, Trump made some dark speeches. President Trump made some dark speeches, too, I guess, former president. But that was a pretty dark speech.
I thought it was not only dark, but very political. I thought both of them gave some pretty inflammatory, speeches just in the past week or so. And it's, again, that's all we're talking about in the news is, this Trump and Biden and, crazy, angry politics, calling each other names. And instead of saying, we're going to, how about a positive, hopeful vision for where we're going to take America?
You think we're depleting the SPR is a good idea at this point? Or are we opening up our own ability to find hydrocarbons? Are we doing that enough here?
I don't think we are. No, I mean, I think I'm for expanded energy production all across America, and I think that we got to reverse the policies of Joe Biden and get back to not being so reliant on foreign countries.